Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a long trade here on the Russell. And this is a supply and demand zone, or kind of a support and resistance rather, area of rejection. We're just looking for kind of a snap and retest. Now, looking to the long side, essentially for the reason really that we just had such a huge reaction off of these lows, and that big reaction was met with breaking through all of these levels of resistance. And you can see even on the upside, still it didn't look that bad to go long back at 11 o'clock, that little bounce up there. And now since we've torched right through all those levels, we're coming right back down and retesting it and bouncing again. Kind of a little fake break low down here at 1206.7. Just a really nice reason to go long here. So looking to the long side here, 4 contracts at 7.3. First target's just coming off back at the high of this resistance area at 1208 even. Next one's just back to the highs again. Now instead of the exact high, let's go one tick down, 1208.6. And then the next one, we really don't have any other final targets, so it's just going to be a runner. The next level of resistance above us is 1210.24 and 6. So what we can do is we'll just go ahead of those. So we'll go down to 1210. So that'll be the final target there. So looking up to the upside here, our stop is right in place. It's only a 10-tick stop, nice and small little stop there. Probably could even get it a little bit smaller, 1206.4. So looking at the overall move from our entry to our first target, taking 2 off at 7 ticks. If we get another continued move higher above there to retest these highs, we'll be taking 1 more off at 13. And then the final runner target all the way up at 1210 will give us a total of 27. So if we can hit all of these, we'll be taking 2 off at 7, which is 14, another 13, and then 27. So we'll be locking up 54 ticks on the trade, $540 if we can start hitting some of these targets. And you can see we are getting a nice reaction here. There's actually setting up another possible re-entry long at 1209, just based on the fact that we came all the way back down, retested this resistance load, now support, at 1207.2, and now we're bouncing back up again. So we're seeing even more confirmation here. We haven't closed yet, so I would still consider it, maybe a little aggressive to enter right now, but you could enter another one right at 1207.9. Now I'll be looking to take my target off there, so I don't want to enter that high up. But so the overall move, looking long, 4 contracts. First target at 1208, next one at 1208.6, and then 1210. So we'll be back in a little bit. Hopefully we won't have to pause it too long. We are seeing quite a bit of aggressiveness coming in here, and then we'll be able to get that next target off. All right, there we go. So we got that first target taken off. Barely had to pause the video. So we got it at 1208. Now we're just looking for continued push higher here. Now, because we got that first target taken off, we have this big wick down. That was that confirming test. So what we're going to do is instead of going right to break even, I'm going to put my stop below that little wick right there just for a little added confirmation. Once we get this next target at 1208.6, then for sure we're putting our stop to break even. But I want to give it a little bit of room here. So we have 2 off at 7. If it does come back and stop us out, we lose 2 more off at -3. So we lose 6 total. So we'll still be more than positive on the trade, and there we go. We got that next target filled. So now that we got the target filled, we'll go to break even, and then we'll lock in our profit there. And now we're just looking for that continued move up. So we've got that double top right now at 1208.7. Really would like to see this break through so we don't get stuck with just a flat double top. But overall, I have a bunch of targets getting taken off, looking for the final runner up at 1210, which really, I mean, you could kind of go wherever you want, but that's just the next level of resistance at 1210.2. You can see a bunch of these previous swings through here at 2, 4, 6. You do have the dotted line here at 11, so you could target that as well. I like the look at 10. Just ahead of all these levels of resistance here. So we'll see if we can get a push up there. We've got our first 2 targets off, stops at break even. We will look to trail our stop along with this as aggressively as possible. So really just looking for any nice little pullback so we can put our stop under, and then we'll be looking for our hopeful final target at 1210. All right, tested our target, didn't fill it. So because of that, I'm going to lock my stop in at 1209.2. I don't want to give any of this move back here. And this is kind of sometimes what happens on these little bit of a lower volume type of day. You'll get a test, but it won't actually fill. So right now we're actually calling the overall high of the move. Hopefully it does come back and test us, but our stop is locked in just to be safe. So 1209.2 is where our stop's at. We'll see if we can get that target filled at 1210 here. It does look like we're catching a little bit of a pullback. Never fails, right? That's where you put your target, and that's where it kind of that's where it doesn't fill you, and then kind of pulls back a little bit. So we'll give it a little bit of time here. And hopefully we won't have to pause it too long, but it does look like it's coming back on us. If it does stop us out here, then we'll be looking at 1207.3 to 9.2. So we'll still lock in 19 ticks. Definitely not a bad move by any means. But, it's not the full 27 like we're looking for. So hopefully it will turn back around. But our stop is in place. We're actually only 1 tick away from our stop now. So tested our target. Now we're 1 tick away from our stop. We'll see which way it wants to go here. And we'll give it a little bit of time. So we'll be back in just a little bit and see if this can reverse back up to the highs. There we go. Got that push through. Got our target filled at 12.10 even. Finally got filled there. It tested us before, never really filled it. Had to wait a little while. It did fluctuate a little bit there, but overall, in the end, got it filled. 54 ticks on the trade, $540 overall. Beautiful move up, and just a gorgeous rejection of these lows. I mean, you could even kind of say it's a head and shoulders pattern down here, and then just kind of that pullback before. But either way, any way you cut it, it's still just a beautiful move up. So awesome trade. 54 ticks, only 4 contracts. So $540. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.